Alright, Safina Party leader Jimi Wanjigi on Tuesday, September 3rd, came out guns blazing at President William Ruto over the illegal abductions that were reported in the country at the height of the anti-government protest. Addressing the press in Nairobi, accompanied by his lawyer Willis Otieno and other leaders, Wanjigi asked Kenyans to rise up and demand accountability and justice over the continued abductions witnessed in the country. Wishe Virginia prepared the story. Let's check it out.
William Ruto, I am coming for you.
Billionaire and politician Jimi Wanjigi has fired political salvos at President William Ruto over abductions and forced disappearances of several Kenyans, majority of whom are youth perceived to be alternative voices criticizing the government or organizers of pro-better governance protests or those with big influence on social media.
Must exercise independent command of the police. We have seen what is going on. You have an IG who stands up and says you can demonstrate. It's in the constitution. 2 days later, he's chasing everybody from the streets and his officers are shooting. Who is giving him those orders?
Wanjigi released a statement on Tuesday criticizing President William Ruto over alleged abduction of private citizens by law enforcement officers.
He has turned his police force into a political militia. Kenyans must never forget William Ruto's history. And Kenyans will never forget what he's doing to us today.
Safina Party leader on Tuesday, September 3rd, came out guns blazing at President William Ruto over the illegal abductions that were reported in the country at the height of the anti-government protests too.
President Ruto, and I say crooked Ruto, the crooked man, took oath and swore to faithfully bear true allegiance to the Republic of Kenya and will obey, observe, protect, and defend the Constitution of this country. And he will protect and uphold the sovereignty, the integrity, and the dignity of every single Kenyan. That is an oath you are swearing to God before 54 million Kenyans. Regrettably, today it can be confirmed that crooked Ruto has not only violated the Constitution of Kenya, but has contravened his oath of office. He has become a constitutional delinquent. For the avoidance of any doubt, if any of you have any, crooked Ruto is solely responsible for the abductions, enforced disappearances, and the murders of young Kenyans.
Addressing the press in Nairobi, accompanied by his lawyers Willis Otieno and other leaders, Wanjigi asked Kenyans to rise up and demand accountability and justice over the continued abductions witnessed in the country.
It is devastating for a family and friends when a loved one disappears. Yet this is a harsh reality facing Kenya today. I myself am very touched by the plight that has been going on, and more so because Bob Jage and the Longman twins came to visit me in Kamkunji after I was illegally arrested by the police. They were abducted after visiting me. This is 3 weeks now, and they have not been seen, notwithstanding a lot of the court orders.
These issues of forced disappearance and abductions actually constitute crimes against humanity. And where we are going to seek for redress here in Kenya. And we are also going to invoke universal jurisdiction in countries that have accepted that concept as a means of achieving redress.
The Savina party leader argued that the current administration under the leadership of President William Ruto was solely responsible for the abductions and killings. He added that the alleged abductions, enforced disappearances, and the extrajudicial killings witnessed in the country were a strategy by the government to spread fear among Kenyans.
And unarmed demonstrate on the streets in our country. We will not yield to crooked Ruto's tyranny. We will not. Because to yield is to advertise to all those that have fought for the democracy that we have today, starting from 1920. We are telling them that we have succumbed to the will of tyranny. William Ruto will not take us there. He is no different. When you look at that man, read the history of people like Pol Pot of Vietnam, Adolf Hitler. Read the history of punished in a cruel and inhumane manner.
The politicians and the other leaders reminded the Inspector General of Police that the Constitution demanded him to operate independently and comply with the requirement for respect for human rights.
The Inspector General of the National Police Service, under Article 245 of the Constitution, must exercise independent command of the police. We have seen what is going on. You have an IG who stands up and says you can demonstrate. It's in the Constitution. 2 days later, he's chasing everybody from the streets and his officers are shooting. Who is giving him those orders? The IG is constitutionally required to ensure the police operate with the highest standards of professionalism and comply with constitutional standards of human rights and fundamental freedoms while performing their work. In exercise of the command of the police, the IG has the constitutional responsibility to ensure that the officers commit to protect the right of life of all Kenyans by adhering to the Constitution.
Wanjigi reminded the president to govern by the oath he took to diligently serve the country with justice and in accordance with the law.
Regrettably, today it can be confirmed that crooked Ruto has not only violated the Constitution of Kenya, but has contravened his oath of office. He has become a constitutional delinquent.
Jimi Wanjigi could not spare the bromance and the handshake between President William Ruto and opposition chief Raila Odinga, whom now the government is sponsoring to run for the AU top job. Several leaders accompanying Wanjigi also had sentiments against the government and its leadership style, especially on corruption, murder, and alleged disappearances and any form of human rights violation.
So don't be surprised when you start seeing charge sheets flying across the continent, across the globe, in which police commanders in Kenya and even William Ruto will be an accused person. Those fake charges they register in Kenya against innocent Kenyans who are exercising their rights under the Constitution, we are going to have genuine charges registered against them in their names.
Wanjigi has been having fights with the current regime over the management of the country and in particular the fiscal policy of the administration, prompting a police raid on his home on August 8, 2024.
William Ruto, I am coming for you. I am coming for you in the political arena. I am coming for you in the legal arena. And I'm coming for you with the Constitution of Kenya. I am coming for you. Know it today and every day that you pretend.
On On 28 August 2024, President William Ruto, while addressing the nation in Kisumu at Kisumu Town Hall meeting, denied any form of abduction by the government or law enforcement agencies.
I do not want a situation where a Kenyan disappears.
Currently, several Kenyans have submitted names of those who have gone missing and allegedly have been abducted or forced to disappear.
Be defeated. Nairobi united shall never be defeated. Africa united shall never be defeated. Kenyan united shall never be defeated.
The Kenya Human Rights Commission on 30th August took a swipe at President William Ruto following the latter's claims that he was not aware of any cases of alleged police abductions. The commission in its statement termed President Ruto's comments as a blatant lie and vowed to hold him accountable for the cases of forced disappearances. The latest statement by the Human Rights Commission came hours after the head of state directed the Interior Ministry to expedite all cases of alleged abductions. The head of state, who spoke during a town hall meeting in Kisumu, assured Kenyans that the government would take firm and decisive action against those found culpable. While addressing the matter, the president revealed he was not aware of any abduction case reported during the recent anti-government protests. President William Ruto called on Kenyans whose kin reportedly disappeared without trace during the recent demonstrations to report any such case to the Ministry of Interior for investigations, a matter that Kenyans have taken seriously.
If, my good friend Hospital, and I am here, if there is a family, any family, that their child or their friend or their relative went to a demonstration, whether it is last year or this year, and never came back, I want to know the names, because I will take firm and decisive action. Because as I talk to you today, I don't have a single name of somebody who has been abducted or disappeared. And the Minister for Interior, the PS for Interior is here, Raymond. If Sospita, kama uko na jina, mtu alienda maandamano, akapotea, hajulikani mahali yuko, tunataka jina yake, familia yake wakuje, patia huyu mungwana hiyo majina, we will deal with that situation.
Maisha Prime, Bushabi Jr., Maisha TV.